Go to the other side of the country in Western Australia, the tourism industry there, of course, is still badly affected by that hard border against people from New South Wales and Victoria. I spoke to a couple of people badly affected earlier today. Troy Pike manages the Cocklebiddy Roadhouse. Troy, thanks for joining us. Tell us about the Roadhouse. Tell us about how the hard borders has affected you. Tell us about the impact on the economy and the lives of yourselves and your fellow workers.
Yeah, g'day, Chris. How you going, mate? Look, we're 280 k's west of the border. We've got Majura that's about 200 k's west. We've lost at one roadhouse probably 90%. And at the other two roadhouses, a good 25%. We've lost a lot of good people out here due to the virus, and it's been very economically hard for us. I'm sure the rest of Western Australia is doing great, and Mark McGowan's done a great job in keeping everyone safe. But I think for all the businesses involved, not just I know we're a bit of a minority, but it'd be nice just to have a national task force to be able to, put out hotspots as they arise. Everyone's proven, especially Victoria's proven, that it can be controlled.
Well, you mentioned the virus. Of course, you haven't been hit by the virus. You've been hit by the closed borders, the responses to keep the virus at bay, I suppose. You must be so frustrated because there's hardly any infections in the entire country now. There seems to be no need to stop people driving across the Nullarbor should they see fit.
No, that's true, mate. I'm with you and the rest of the country on that. I don't see any reason why it can't be opened, and it's one of those things. If it's not opened reasonably soon, I guess people will have to go back to carting their own fuel across the Nullarbor, mate. I mean, we're doing the best we can with what we've got, but we're a long way from anywhere.
It's enormously frustrating. Do you think you're making any headway? Do you think that Mark McGowan in Perth has got an ear to your concerns of people like yourself?
I'm not sure he even understands that we're around, mate, to be honest with you. But, at the end of the day, the rest of the state has been kept safe. And in doing so, that's great. But I think now that we know how to control it, how to get on top of it, and how to smash a cluster out, I think it should be a national thing, and the whole of Australia should open up, and we should just get on with life and, get on with getting on.
Troy Pike, good luck and thanks for your time.
No worries, Chris. Thank you.
Belinda Hill runs Segway Tours in Perth, Western Australia. She joins me now from isolation. Belinda, you're having to isolate to move back into your own state because you've been in Victoria. This is madness.
It is a little, but I can understand the concerns of the Premier here. But trying to get back in as a resident and a business owner, it was pretty difficult.
What about your business? How does a tourism-based business in Perth actually survive this sort of hard border?
It's difficult. We're finding the local quite busy touring, and they've been very supportive, but we are only surviving on 18% of our normal market. New South Wales and Victoria, who are not allowed to come in unless they isolate, form a large part of our touring domestic market. So it is pretty difficult.
Well, you've had a 80% cut to your business from what you're saying then, and unless you open up to Victoria and Sydney, the two places that are currently banned or at least forced into quarantine, you've got no hopes of building up your business. Has it cost you money? Has it cost you jobs? Have you had to shed staff?
Well, when the pandemic came, we had to shed 50% of our staff, unfortunately, because we could only survive on JobKeeper staff. Now I've started to employ a couple of new tour guides. It takes 6 weeks to train them, so that's quite expensive, and they're not under JobKeeper. But my other tour guides had to find other employment in between, so they're no longer available. So it's been difficult in that respect, and hopefully going to be good over the summer period, but I'm concerned that our borders are still closed to some states.
Do you think that Premier Mark McGowan just doesn't care about tourism in your state?
I'm sure he cares, but economically, the mine's continuing to function as normal, and the COVID not getting into that area is a huge thing for WA. And the majority of people in WA think that Mark McGowan is doing the right thing. It's just our sector is really, really struggling accommodation-wise, tours, and so for the city of Perth, where we operate, and Rottnest Island, another place, it's been a bit of a struggle getting the numbers.
A bit of a struggle. Do you think that he's just playing politics now? What do you want the Premier to do?
There is an election next year, let's face it. We would love to have a freer flow of people from Victoria and New South Wales. I mean, my husband can't even come and see me for Christmas, for instance. So I'd love to have that open up. It would extend our market, and we don't want to miss the boat because everyone's booking their tours now, and also their accommodation, and they're going to Queensland and everywhere else but WA because they don't want to quarantine.
Belinda, good luck. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Come on, let Belinda's husband go back for Christmas. Let Australians travel around the country. These state premiers, get them act together, please.